How's it going, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the Festy Hub podcast. I'm your host, Manny, aka Frisky Hug. Let's talk about something real quick, though. Let's talk about the fact that EDC Las Vegas is literally less than a week away. We have, I guess you're listening to this on Friday. We have 4 to 5 days technically till we start traveling. I'm halfway packed. I'm hoping to pack most of my stuff tonight, not this by this weekend. Hopefully, what I'm doing is I'm putting everything to space bags and I'm manually vacuum sealing all of them so that they're shrunk and they're good to go because I'm taking a mattress. But enough about my EDC plans. Let's see who we got this week. So today we have Kat joining us. Kat's joined the Festy podcast. She goes by Kat Korri on Instagram. If you want to check her out, I'll make sure to add everything in the description below to include our 4 shout outs of the week. So Kat and I, we talk a little bit about her. We get to know her a little bit more, what she's working on. And she kind of talks to us about the Festival Babes. Now, the Festival Babes is it was a community at first, and then it kind of developed something bigger and massive. And now, if you don't know what the Festival Babes are, you're kind of like behind times there, buddy. You gotta keep up. Yeah, go definitely check out the Festival Babes. That is going to be the main topic for the most part for this podcast. We also gave a shout out to the Festival Babes on the last podcast, so you're probably already following if you were following the shout outs. So to start our intro, we're going to do our 4 shout outs of the week. We got for number 1, we got a content creator. I'm going to give this one to Andy is Plurnt. Andy is a TikToker. She's also on Instagram. She does both. Me and her are associated with Kandi Bar. Kandi Bar is another company that I shouted out, I think, a few weeks ago. But Andy makes a bunch of funny TikToks. That's how I kind of got to know her first. We got to know each other through TikTok first. And then now we are friends on Instagram as well. She makes tons of really funny content. I definitely vibe with her. Check her out if you love to laugh. Number 2, we got DJs or producers. This one's going to go to On 11. Now, On 11 is a female DJ that I actually met in Utah. Why am I blanking on this? She was opening for the drive-in show called Singularity. I believe she opened day 2. I might be wrong on this one. It might be in day 3. Yes, I think it was day 3. But On 11 is getting this shout out because if you're listening to this on this Friday, the day it comes out, she's actually opening for ATLiens. ATLiens, love them. I'm so happy she's opening for them. That's because I'm gonna go and I'm gonna be able to see both of them. And actually, she's on Saturday. So if you listen on Friday, the next day, tomorrow, she is also playing as support for Champagne Drip. 2 amazing days, 2 amazing artists that she's supporting. I think that she deserves a shout out, especially for this amazing weekend that she's about to have. So glad I got the opportunity to meet her in person. On 11, keep doing what you're doing. You got it. Give her a follow, guys. Number 3, we got a brand or business. This one is going to go to, I hope I'm saying this right. Now, correct me if I'm saying this wrong. Emboldxn the People. Emboldxn the People is a fashion brand. During the whole Imagine fiasco, that was one of the, small businesses that kind of got hit from bringing all of this stuff, to Imagine just to be told that you got to go. It's pretty, honestly, it's kind of traumatizing bringing in 9 duffel bags worth of just items to sell, ready to go, just to be told once you arrive that you got to just, kick it. That was bad. A lot of the people in our community, though, we banded together and we supported this brand and we made sure we gave it as much exposure as we could. The fashion brand is the products that it uses is 100% repurposed leather. Everything on there is 100% repurposed leather, and it's all custom made by hand. I've seen the products like in person, and they're so amazing. If you love like harness type, leather type fashion, check it out. Number 4, we have a friend or follower, and this was actually going to go to a dear friend of mine. So he's not EDM related, but this goes to my friend David Long. David Long and I we met when I was in basic training for the Army. Literally, one of my first memories of like the Army was literally with him. We were having a dance off. It wasn't like the dances that you guys think it is. It's like Army dances. So we're having like group Army dance offs, as lame as that sounds. And I saw him from across from me. I saw him, and I think like 2 months later, I see him in San Antonio, and I was like, bro, aren't you like that guy that like we had the dance off with, like between like up from across each other in front of the cafeteria? He goes, oh man, that's you were in the other group. So we got along. We've been friends for the last 7 years. You probably don't have to actually follow him. He probably doesn't really care about any of that kind of stuff. He's not really EDM related, but that's my boy. He just had a baby girl today. I'm so happy for him. Just when you're friends with somebody for so long, you can't help just be so happy for your friends. I love him and I love his wife. They're both amazing. I used to play with my boy David, Call of Duty, and his wife used to always be like, "Who are you playing with?" And like he like FaceTime us and stuff. Love both of them, and I'm so happy for you guys. I'm so happy. Congratulations again for your baby girl. Okay, that was the 4 shout outs of this episode, of this week, of this podcast. Let's get started with this damn episode because it's going to be a good one. How's it going, my beautiful listeners? For this week, joining us at the podcast is Kat. She goes by Kat Korri on IG.
Hello.
So Kat, tell us a little bit about yourself. I know there's a couple people probably listening that probably don't know you, so I want to make sure I give you the time to kind of give them that intro.
Okay. Well, thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here. I know we've been trying to do this podcast for a while now.
For months.
No, I know we kept pushing it back. It's been such a crazy couple of months. So finally we're here. But my name's Kat. I am the founder of the Festival Babes. So we do network of women in the EDM community. I work with a lot of music festivals. I like to tell people I go to music festivals and party for a living. But that's the goal. What else do you want to know about me?
Well, like where are you located? Where's your
I live in New York now. I'm from Atlanta. So
shoot.
I just moved up here. I needed a change of pace. So it was a big culture shock moving from the South up to New York City. I'm drinking coffee at 6:30 in the evening.
Same.
Tell you anything about my lifestyle habits in New York.
What do you do for a living?
So I'm actually a nurse. As my full-time job, but right now I'm trying to focus more on growing my company, doing the Festival Babes. I worked as a nurse for full-time out of college for a couple years, and I kind of told myself that I wanted to like take this time to try to grow the company and like really give it the dedication and the focus that it deserves for a couple years, and just go from there.
Would you say you're pretty good at your like nursing job? Because I know me personally, so I'm an oral maxillofacial surgical tech, and after like a few years, you kind of just, it's like the back of your hand. So I feel like you can multitask more. But when I was like learning and still kind of figure things out, it was like a lot harder for me to do content and do that because I'm constantly like, especially being like on call. Are you ever on call?
Yeah, sometimes. Right now, because of my schedule, I get to it's really lenient, and I mean, same thing. Like once you've been doing it a couple years, like I have a lot more flexibility in my schedule. But I definitely didn't have that like my first 2 years. I had to work nights, I worked weekends, like I was working overtime.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was really it was a lot. But I mean, I love it. I love being a nurse. And yeah, it's the same thing. Like in the beginning, you just had to like pour that dedication into
Mhm.
it to kind of like get to where I am now with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, same thing. I mean, there was definitely like a turning point in which I went from like I don't know what I was doing till like being comfortable in any
Mhm.
situation that I was given.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious. If like, will you ever transition to just not doing nursing at all? If like, if you're doing so fucking great in this EDM space, would you ever do that trade?
I don't know. I think about it a lot, and I keep going back and forth about it. Right now, I mean, I love being a nurse. I think I can genuinely say that I wake up every single morning and I love what I do, whether it's nursing or working in the music industry. Um, it's a very rewarding experience, and for me, like I like to have that balance. I think that if I were to only do one or the other, I would get like too sucked in
Yeah.
um, to either way. And like for me, it's really like about that balance. So I don't know is the short answer. Maybe.
How do you like New York? Is it better?
I love it. I love it. It's definitely better for like what I wanted to do for my lifestyle.
Uh-huh.
I'm very much a city girl. It was really hard at first, but I think moving to any city like by yourself is
Yeah, I'm
hard
I'm
in
making that
general.
move right now. Moving to Orlando
Oh,
uh
really?
next month. Yeah.
Oh, you'll be there right in time for EDC.
I will be there for EDC Orlando. I'll be there a week before EDC Orlando.
Wow,
So
what is making you wanna do that move?
the it's very similar to what you're saying. Just a change of pace. I've never lived in Florida. I think they'd be really cool. A lot of network opportunities. I feel like in the EDM world, we know a lot of people there. So I figured it what a great opportunity to get closer and make more friends in the East Coast. I was gonna go live in LA. My sister owns a house in downtown LA, but weirdly enough, I just don't see myself networking with the people from Cali.
Where are you now? You're in Denver or
I'm in Colorado, yeah. So
there's
I'm
a
like, uh,
stuff there.
yeah, Aspen lives like an hour north from me. So I'm a little more south than from Denver. But yeah, I'm gonna go to Orlando and I'm gonna just change of pace, change of scenery, and fuck, I don't know, man. Just like work it out.
Where life takes you. Sometimes you need to do that. I did that move twice. So actually like I went to college in Virginia. And when I graduated, most of my friends like just stayed in DC area and I
Mhm.
was like, let me make a change. I moved to Atlanta. I didn't know a single person. And it was like a really big like push for me. But I'm like the type of person where I know I need that push because if I
Yeah.
stay in one spot, I am honestly a homebody, believe it or not. And
Ha, your Instagram says otherwise. No, I'm kidding. Just kidding.
you didn't see me otherwise. I'm very one with this.
Making posts from like a week ago on your bed.
Very depressed. Um, but yeah, so it's like I'm the type of person where I know I'll get too comfortable if I don't push myself.
Yeah, I think I'm very similar in that aspect too, and I think that's why, like I'm from originally from Cali too, making these pushes keep going further and further. But my family, and it sucks that they said this because like my grandma, I came to visit her for like 2 hours, and she goes, "I feel like you're pushing your family away." I'm like, "Oh, don't think of it like that. You're all more than welcome to come to Florida."
That's that's what I told my parents too. I was like, I'm not coming away. Like, please come visit. Like anytime you want.
Yeah, I'll even pay for the flight. It's not a big deal. I show them like flight prices. I'm like, dude, it's like $100 round trip if you want to fly at a certain time and day. I'm like, as long as you guys are flexible, you guys can come visit me. I have like a guest room and everything. Well,
Wow.
guest room for now, kind of. I'm turning it into a podcast room.
Wow. Oh my gosh, Orlando flights are so cheap though.
Oh yeah, they are.
It's like the big city, especially like when you travel so much for work. You kind of need to be in a city like with a big airport.
Yeah, and then I'm living across. It's literally like 1 mile away from the Wingham Hotel for home base. So
Oh, are you gonna go this year?
it doesn't make it doesn't make sense for me to pay for a hotel package when I'm
Oh,
literally
like
just
you
four
still
blocks down
go.
the road.
You
Oh
still
yeah,
go
yeah,
to
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
party?
I'm getting the party pass. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Oh my
Oh,
god. I stayed at home base the last 2 years, and it was so funny. The last time I after I stayed there, I vowed to never stay there again.
why?
But I love home base. It's so much fun, but it's too much fun. I didn't sleep at all.
I slept 4 hours. I think it was the time that I went to
I
your
think I slept
festival
4
based
hours
meetup.
total, like all
No, that's what
weekend.
I'm saying. Yeah, there's like videos and pictures of me like literally passed out on the floor just because like I was just
Like, you
yeah,
know how they have that, like, the second hotel now, like the quiet one?
yeah.
I think I'm gonna do that one.
So they merged
Like, I'm
it.
gonna stay at, like, the old people hotel.
There's only one hotel now.
Oh, no.
Yeah, the Avanti is no more. It's just the Wingham one.
Okay.
Um,
I'm gonna have to get, like, a room in, like, the corner.
yeah, that's why I'm like I'm just gonna stay at my house, and it's gonna be there's literally just like 5 of us I think staying in my house. So it's just gonna be super calm and like we're trying to limit it like the space of the house to just a small amount of people. People have been asking me like, can I just stay over? I'm like, sorry, man, I'm gonna stick with what we said. And it's just like a minimal amount of people. Otherwise, it starts turning into a party. So,
Yeah, yeah,
but
exactly. I remember, one year or last year, not last year, the year before last, we had a room like on the top floor, and I was like, "This is great. Like, we're far away. We can still like get sleep at night." No, there was one night. It was like 4 a.m. in the morning, 5 a.m., which is a
mhm.
perfectly acceptable time to go to sleep after a festival, right? And Brian Thomas comes up and he's like, "Kat, like, we're gonna turn the hallway into a block party. Let's bring everyone up here. Like, let's go right now." And I was like, okay, guess I'm not going to sleep. Like,
they
can't say
they
no to Brian, you know?
they did that day zero. Like every hallway was so I think it was yeah, Thursday. Every hallway had a DJ set up, and every hallway was just a party. And I was like, oh shoot, this is like no bueno. Like, there was one night I didn't go to bed until I think it was like 11 o'clock. People were waking up to do yoga, and I was there just like bumping music from like the night prior. And I'm
Wait,
like,
where was
dude,
it?
the what?
Where was this at? Oh, at home
It
base?
was at home base. It was 2019. I was outside like a crackhead, and I'm like, I really need to go to bed. Slept 2 hours and then got right back up to go to the pool party. And I'm just like, dude, I am destroyed right now.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I'm,
I have such bad FOMO too. Like, if someone asks me to do something, I'm like, I can't say no.
that was me for Lost Lands. I had some pretty bad FOMO. I'm like, everyone's there. I'm like, I was gonna wing it for one day, just go for a Saturday and just ask people, can I buy your Saturday ticket? You need to rest anyways. Like,
I thought about doing it because I had to work on Friday, so I wouldn't have been able to go. But I was like, technically, I could just like I could drive there. It's like 8 hours.
yeah, go
Like,
for
me
a little
and
bit,
my
drive
friends,
back.
like, yeah, like all my friends were like, "You can stay with us, like no problem." They're like, "We'll bring you in," and I was like, I had to tell myself, I was like,
Dude,
"This."
it's so hard to tell yourself no, especially when all your friends are there and like everyone was there. The what bothered me, and this is what makes the FOMO worse, is when people are nonstop messaging you on your DMs. Are you going to Lost Lands? And I thought I fixed it by making it a highlight of my festival list, constantly talking about me not going. And then someone like, okay, I made the festival list. Somebody DMs me, are you going to Lost Lands? Like, bro, I literally just made a story about this.
People don't like pay attention to that
They
stuff,
know.
you know. My favorite is like, um, I'll post a story like at a festival. For example, like if I was like in Atlanta, I'll be like, I like with the location tag of like a different
Mhm.
city, and people will respond. They'll be like, "Oh my god, like, are you in New York? Is this in New York?" Like, no. That's why I put the location tag on there so you know where
I
because
always look at location tags. That's how I know where my friends are at.
it's like not hard to figure out where I am. I post so much on Instagram. Half my friends like have my location. They all track it.
Yeah.
Like, they'll all be
Um,
like, "I see you're at home. Like, why are you not texting me back?"
it's not very homebody of you. Let's see what we have going on. So So talking about festivals and stuff, what have you been to as of, let's say, COVID? Let's start with Ubby Dubby because I know you were at Ubby Dubby. Oh, actually, you went to Synchrofest too, right?
Oh yes,
Let's start with Synchrofest and move our way up.
Synchro was oh my god, Synchro was so fun. It was just like a little like family reunion. But so was Ubby Dubby. It was like
Yeah. IBW was so great for me because like that taking those first steps into the festival, I was like, dude, like this can't be real. Like wow. And it was just like such an
it was
amazing experience.
I think the coolest part for me is that like I mean, I went with my group, but I didn't really try to make plans to like meet up with all my old festival friends. But then I got there and we just like ran into each like I think we ran into each other.
I know who was it? You guys came with a bottle at the end for the camping party or whatever.
Oh my god.
My friends had to cut me off. They're like, you can't, like you are gone already. I'm like, no, like this is me time.
Yeah, it was so excited. Like saw all these people that I haven't seen in years, and you just like don't realize like how long it's been. And it used to be people that we would see like every month.
Yeah, I never once thought about it before. And I was like, Jesus Christ, like everyone, and it's funny, everyone made the effort to try to go to Abu Dhabi because the FOMO has never been so real since day one. People posting about Abu Dhabi, like, no, like I know I think Stephanie Rosa, she
I ran into her too.
yeah, she wasn't gonna go, and then FOMO hit her and she decided to last minute send it.
Yeah, it's funny because she showed up like on day two.
Day two, yeah.
All pictures from day one. Like, I gotta go.
It's real, man. And then what you do after Abu Dhabi? What was to that?
What did I do? I don't even know. I gotta like look at some pictures or something.
Yeah, you don't have like a festival list? How unorganized? No, I'm kidding.
I think I did take a little bit of a break. I was like, oh, I stayed in New York. I told myself because I used to travel literally every single week. Back in 2019, I did 25 festivals in 52 weeks.
Yeah.
And that was a lot of fun, but I would never do it again. So I kind of like told myself that I would stay, especially because I am still new to New York, that I would stay here and just like enjoy the city. So I went to like a lot of Brooklyn Mirage shows, which was cool. I did an Elro at Mirage. Have you been to one?
I haven't been. I've been to the Elro stage over at Arc Festival.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. It was a different stage for sure. It was like a whole ass experience. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, I love it. It's like one of my all-time favorite parties.
I definitely want to go to the Mirage at some point. I visited New York once. And that was only to help my friend with she was hosting a rave, and she asked for my help and stuff, and she's like, hey, I'd really love you to like promote this if you could. And then once I got there, she wanted me to work like the ticket booth and stuff, and I was like, okay, like just looks like I'm just gonna work today. I guess I flew to New York to work.
Okay, well, next time come, you can stay with me, no work, we'll just have fun. Like,
yeah, Brooklyn Mirage is on my list for sure. That's something I gotta do at some point.
And they just opened King's Hall. So it's like that same venue. It's like Avant Garden, Brooklyn Mirage, and King's Hall. And it's like run by the same, I don't know, company, I guess, but it's like 3 venues in one. So it's super cool.
I think the Brooklyn Mirage company owns all that, right? Or is it?
I honestly have no idea.
Any other festivals you can think about? I know you were to Governor's Ball, right?
I went to Gut Ball. I worked with Izu. Gut Ball, I went for 1 day just because I was having FOMO about Lost Lands and I was here. I'd never been. My motto is I'll try anything once except for heroin. So
unless it's in a little pill and it's just laced. What is your like yeah.
No comment.
What was your experience with like Governor's Ball though?
I had fun because I was with my friends. I'm like, I'll have fun anywhere. I'll have fun like in a trash can, like in a dumpster.
Stop.
Like, you know, cause I make my own fun. But it was a lot of children.
It
was a lot of like
college kids, you mean, or
like teenagers?
No, you don't. Like 16-year-olds?
Yeah, like I had this one girl, like we were in line to get a drink, and she like comes up to me, and she was so cute. She was actually really sweet. She was just like, "Excuse me, like, can you buy me a beer?
No, she didn't.
Yeah, she was like the sweetest little girl too. But she was like, I'll give you $5, like if you buy me a beer. We were like, we don't need your $5, but like we literally just did like a
Yeah.
I can't do that. Like
And and it's just better that you don't anyways, because I mean, undercover cops, I mean, people are just waiting for you to just do the wrong
yeah.
thing too. You never
I used
know.
to be a bartender, like my friend who was there, like worked in hospitality. We were like, we cannot support this.
It is a weird thing. Oh, how old are you?
I'm 25.
So I'm 31, and I don't even. Yeah.
I feel like you've told me this before, and I'm like shocked every time.
I think you were drunk last time I told you. So the I don't even think of like kids anymore. It's so weird to me because I had I had like a squad and we all went together and we're like, oh hey, I'm gonna buy everyone shot, this and this. And little did I know, like somebody was whispering to the other person, like, hey, I'm not like 21 yet, this and this. It doesn't even cross my mind anymore that I'm hanging out with kids sometimes. I'm like, oh shit,
Yeah.
like, what do you mean you're not 21? Like you
Like,
can't even.
I'll go out and like sometimes there'll be like one girl in the group that's like, oh, like do you know if they're strict with fake IDs? I was like, I haven't seen a fake ID in like 8 years. I don't know. Like I can't tell you. I can't help you out with that one.
Yeah, so like I never even think to ask, are you 21 when I'm like giving people beers, because I'm a very generous guy. I'm always buying people beers and shots and stuff. I spent a few $100s just buying people shots at ARC.
Oh my gosh. What is my bottle?
At that point, I should have just bought a damn table. Which we get lucky with sometimes. Like I have a buddy, his motto is just buy a table. Like that's the only thing that's his motto for festivals, just buy a table.
I love that for him.
Oh, I love that for us.
For us, yes. I don't like to have a table at a festival though, because you kind of get like confined to one spot, and I'm like a jump around type of person.
I am too. He ended up getting a table for the entire weekend of Forbidden Kingdom. Did you go to Forbidden Kingdom?
I've never been. It sounds scary.
It's like Lost. Yeah, it's like Lost Lands, but it's just a shorter days.
Yeah, the same reason why I have not yet been to Lost Lands is like I don't know if I can do 3 days of dubstep.
That was my thing. Is like I can do 2 days for sure because of Forbidden Kingdom. But when I did Forbidden Kingdom the first time, I was like, I can only do 1 day. The second day was dreadful. But you know, the more you do it, the more okay, I could do a second day, I guess. Slander was playing anyways. Slander back-to-back Subtronics was a legendary set, so
wow.
it was worth it. No, so like my buddy bought a table at the Vanguard. He got a table for the entire weekend. And
new venue in Orlando?
And it's in Orlando, yep. And it's it was the venue that Pasquale was trying to throw abduction on.
Yeah, I went to the Halloween festival there last year. I forget what
it was called. Boo.
Yeah. That was interesting.
So he bought a table there, and here comes rolling Pepe and Alma, the owners of Forbidden Kingdom, with Pasquale, and I'm just like, you know, wow. we originally had their table, so they moved us to a different table, and then here I am just having like these blown full conversations. Like forget the music. I was like, guys, like I need a hug, a picture. We need to talk.
Oh my god!
I need to express my love to you guys.
I need you to just like come here. Let me impose my friendship on you.
Pasquale, why are you not texting back? No.
With me.
Let's see. So let us talk about. Well, let's not talk about the festival that didn't happen. That we all plan on going to, but we all know what we're talking about. But since it didn't happen, what was going on in Atlanta? Because you still went to Atlanta, right?
Yeah. So imagine, like I said, Atlanta. I'm from Atlanta. That's like, even though I didn't grow up there, like I still consider that like my hometown. I was like the first place I used to work for Iris, which is like the company that puts on Imagine. Yeah. They were the ones that gave me like my first job in the Atlanta EDM scene.
Were you working as a bartender there, or are you working as like promotion or what?
Yeah, I started out as a bartender as my first job. It was kind of crazy. I had done like bottle service before, and I needed a job at the time. I wanted to like make some extra money because I was like fresh out of college, and I went to like I remember like this first weekend. Oh, it was the first weekend I moved there. I was like on freaking EDM train looking up just what
Ah,
shows are
I
going
love
on.
EDM train. Shout out.
Like, um, low key, but I went to one of their shows just like by myself, and ended up meeting a guy that worked there, and we became friends. And I kind of was just like, I need a job, and he was like, you should come work at the club. And lo and behold, I like so he introduced me to Glenn, who is the owner of Imagine,
Mhm.
and Glenn's like, they're like, yeah, come on in. You can do like bottle service this weekend. So I'm asking them, I'm like, okay, like what should I wear? Like what do I need to be prepared about? And no response until an hour before I'm supposed to get there.
No.
The bartending stuff. You're gonna be behind not just any bar, the VIP bar. And I'm sitting here, I was like, I don't know how to bartend. Like, I know how to bottle service because all you have to do is like you only have so many options, you know, like
Yeah.
it's either gonna be a vodka cranberry or a vodka orange. Like if you want anything else, you gotta go to the bar.
Yep.
So I go and the guy, he's supposed to train me, but all they do is like they teach me how to use the computer system, but
Okay.
other like nothing else. So I was in there and like all, you know, the VIP, it's all these regulars. They come in, they're ordering like these complicated ass drinks, and I was just like, I'm like Googling drinks every single time I ask them like
Yeah.
this, but I feel like I got a little off topic, but anyway, that's how I got like what I'm trying to say is Imagine and Iris do have a very special place in my heart, like for that
Yeah.
reason. Like I wouldn't be where I am today without them. They gave me that like the opportunity. Like after bartending, I started doing like promotion. I started doing like marketing, helping them with marketing stuff, and that's how
Mhm.
I eventually like got involved in Imagine. So
Well,
I
talking
still went
more,
to
yeah.
Atlanta.
So like talking more, because I don't want to like obviously spill any Imagine tea, but what I definitely want to know more about like the Atlanta scene as a whole. Like the EDM community was definitely, at least okay. So I didn't go obviously because I am a festival junkie. So there's no festival I'm not going. Um, my friend literally said, "Hey man, can you get a ticket to California?" And I'm like, "Sure." He's like, "Get it right now for these days, and I'm picking you up. I'm taking you to the clubs." He got again a table for one of the big clubs there.
Introduced me to this friend.
he
I'm
got
coming next time.
he got a table, got bottles, and then the next day he got my nocturnal ticket, and
Wow.
he got my hotel, and just fucking great friends to have, man. Jesus
I
Christ. If
I
you're
love stuff like that.
if you don't have friends like this, then really reevaluate what the fuck your friends are doing for you. Because if you're doing a lot for them, then the favor should always be returned. You,
I very much believe that if you like are a good person and a genuine person, you go in for the right reasons, like project that good energy, that will return to you.
100%. And he displayed that because he was like, because for Imagine, I told him, don't even worry about the hotel for you and your girlfriend. I got you guys. Like, I mean, this is a good friend of mine. So I was like, you know what, man, don't even worry about the hotel. So when Imagine didn't happen, he was like, no. The thought was still there. You still give me a free place to stay. You get a free place to stay with me now. I'm like, oh
Wow.
shit. Okay. Like most people
Wow.
don't think that way. Most people just like, oh, hey, good luck with like whatever you wanted to do that weekend. But he was like, I want to hang out with you that weekend. So we did
Right.
our own thing, obviously, but
I
I
love
was
friends
look,
like that.
yeah, I fucking love him. And
They just want your company, you know?
oh, dude, I mean, which is fucking crazy because I just my company's a little much sometimes, people, but hey, if you can handle all of this, okay.
All of this.
This, yeah, I love people who can handle my energy and handle my personality because I have a very distinct kind of rude, very rated R personality, and I'm like, okay, you can either handle it or you can't, and
I love
kudos
that.
to the ones who can.
I'm
But
like
I
a
was
strong personality type of person.
the fact that you and me are still friends, I love that.
Personalities have not clashed yet.
Yeah.
Yet.
what was I gonna say though? I was looking through like Instagram and stuff like that, and I mean, the amount of exposure all these clubs were getting about like, oh my God, so and so's playing here, so and so's playing there. It like gave me a smile to like know that like the Atlanta scene is alive when it comes to like helping out ravers and trying to figure things out. I know that Atlanta EDM was working hard, and so was Festival Base working hard to get these like, you know, things on the road. Like I think the moment like Imagine was announced not happening, like everybody who could do something was doing something.
Exactly. And I think that was like the best case scenario that could have come from this situation. Like, obviously, the festival would have been nice. We
Yeah.
worked really hard on it, but it was, you know, I think it really showed people's true colors. It showed like the real reason why people are in the scene in the first place is to create something meaningful, you know, to create these experiences to be able to share with people. And that's exactly what we did. You know, like, obviously there's a lot of rumors going around, a lot of people
Mhm.
being upset or angry about what happened. And we kind of just like shoved that to the side. We were like, let's just like
Yeah.
push that to the side just for a weekend. Like, let's all come together. We were working with people that we don't even normally work with. And I saw all these new connections with like people that maybe they had, you know, issues in the past, still come together to say like, kind of like put their differences aside to say,
Yeah.
you know, look, we have 50,000 people in the city right now like ready to rave, and we have all these amazing artists that are in town that want to play their music for their fans, and like with all these venues ready to go. So like, how can we work together and make it happen? So it was honestly such an amazing thing to see. We basically like got not most, but like a lot of the headlining artists to the venues. Like, I saw there was one, we even had a new venue where they literally turned an underground parking lot like behind under those like highway things
Uh-huh.
into a venue. It
Huh.
was it was the craziest thing ever. So, um, yeah, it was awesome.
That's pretty badass.
It's like, what
I know that K-Zone Subtronics said I really wanted to see that. That was like my thing. I wanted to see for sure. And like,
I actually missed that one, but,
what? Did you Did you
I
really see
know,
Grizz?
I did see Grizz. Like, we ended up having Grizz at Believe Music Hall, like, which is the venue that with Iris that puts on Imagine, and we had Hazel and Subtronics there too. I skipped it to go see Cascade and
Mhm.
Mala because I'm a house music junkie. I know.
It's,
I'm sorry, but
it's
Cascade, Cascade.
I know. It's like for me, it's like one of those like once in a lifetime kind of sets. I'm like, oh, am I ever gonna see Subtronics do it back to back with Keizo again? Probably not.
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
knows?
I should have gone, but again, I'm also like the type of person where I've seen so many of these artists that for me it's a lot more about like connecting with my friends,
Hmm.
because at the end of the day, like, your relationships with your friends is all you have. So all my friends are at Mala and Cascade, so
Oh, that makes complete
I
sense
ended up
though.
going there
Well,
instead.
plus half of these venues were pretty packed. My buddy was telling me that like you couldn't move or dance, and
Yeah,
like
I
people
think
were
all
out.
of them were oversold like 140, 50%.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, you're really just trying to please the crowd at that point.
Yeah.
So we keep throwing this name out, the Festival Babes. Let's talk more about what is the Festival Babes.
Okay, so my elevator pitch is that the Festival Babes is a network of women in the EDM community. It started out as a Facebook group back in like 2018, like
Mhm.
fall 2018, Facebook group. Um, I guess like I don't even know if people still use Facebook. But
They
we took
100% use Facebook, cat.
I know. But we do community engagement, influencer marketing, promotional marketing, and media coverage for music festivals all over the country.
Who's who are the Festival Babes?
Anyone can be a festival babe.
Okay.
That's the biggest thing. I mean, our focus really is on women in the community. I
Okay.
think it's important for women to have that like safe space and feel empowered and be able to like go to these events. I think in the very beginning, a lot of the times to go to these festivals, like I'll go to festivals and raves by myself, but
Mhm.
not everyone can feel comfortable like that. And
Yeah.
honestly, like as a guy, it's a lot easier to go to raves and shows and festivals by yourself because you don't have to think
Oh,
about
100%.
other factors like the safety factor. Like I hate that as a thing, but it is. Um,
Yeah, I mean, I don't go to a club and think I'm gonna get drugged. Although, disclaimer, and I hopefully like none of my bosses are listening to this because this was like an accidental thing. But I was at a bar and I was with my like really pretty friend, and she got invited to like their table, and she goes, "Oh, I'm with like my friend," and then he's like, "Oh, we can come too, whatever," like I'm like trash doo doo on the side. I'm like walking in with her, and they gave us a drink and whatever, right? And I finished mine because I'm a fucking alcoholic. And then I told her, hey, like if you're not gonna finish yours, I'll drink the rest of it. She goes, oh, you can have half of it. So I drink half, she drinks the other half. And I don't know, but ever since that moment, I felt drugged. Like everything started getting really cloudy and fuzzy,
yeah,
and that was the only drink we had.
yeah.
And
I've definitely been roofied a couple times, and it's
yeah.
not fun.
And I'm like, I know for a fact it wasn't my drink that got me feeling that. I think it was hers. And I finally told her, I don't know, I felt really weird and I didn't want to tell her. But at the end of the night, I'm like, hey, I need to tell you something. Like, I feel like I've been drugged. And she goes, oh my gosh. She goes, thank God you're feeling that because I feel drugged right now too. But like, I don't like it's weird. And I'm like, oh shit, man, we've been drugged. Like,
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I've been roofied a couple times, and honestly, I think like yeah, every single time I wasn't even like drinking. One time I got roofied from water. I drank a water. Like
wow.
I missed. Oh my god, I'm so mad because it was a Porter Robinson show, but Porter never plays anymore. I'm so upset about it.
He played during Nocturne or during Imagine Weekend.
Really?
Yeah, in
Oh, he
California.
did that festival out in
Yeah, it was
California.
2 days.
Oh my god. But
You should have
like
gone. I'm
barely
kidding.
ever. If only. Well, I remember seeing that, and then I was like, back when he first announced it, and I was like, I can't go because I gotta go to Imagine.
I said the same thing. And so like at the time, all the festivals kind of just get clouded around that area, right? When you're like, oh, I know this festival I'm going to. Everything else around that time frame, I just say no, dude. It's not a thing. So I didn't even know that was playing until the day of when people were like sending me Snapchats that like they were going to this. And I'm like, what the hell? I didn't even know this was like a thing. Um, I'm dumb. I didn't realize that when I said yes to my friend who hit me up, I was like, I got your tickets and I got your, bless his heart. But I already had tickets to Life is Beautiful.
It's in Vegas.
It's in Vegas. Yeah.
Oh, what'd you do? Did you end up like giving them away or selling them?
I was going to, but I actually bought the like return policy plan or whatever. So, I was sick that weekend. So
Sick.
I was sick. I mean, my lawyers will tell you. So, um, so festival babes, right? We see this is why we can't talk with friends sometimes on the podcast because many of times we start talking about random shit, right? Which is good. I get it. I love talking about random shit.
I
But
know.
I'm like,
This is why we haven't like talked in a
but this is why I
minute.
have like a list. We always gotta come back to the
Yeah,
list. Get
I'm off
sidetracked.
topic a lot.
Yeah, next thing we're talking about TikToks and reels and like, wait a minute, this is the wrong podcast. Um so like festival babes is like who all runs it? Like I know you got multiple people in this pot of gold.
So the Festival Babes is ultimately like my spawn child, I guess. For up until this year, I'd been pretty much running it by myself.
Mhm.
I'd had like people, I mean, I had a team of people before COVID that was helping me through it, but then, kind of took a break during COVID. And I was just like, I mean, like nothing was happening at the time. So I kind of took a break from music festivals, just started like focusing on myself. And then once this year popped back up, it was a lot of like, okay, how do we, because I think we were all like just everyone in the music industry, we were just sitting around like waiting for the announcement of like,
Mhm.
can we throw this festival or not? Like, how do we, start working? So normally something that a project that I'd be working on for a year, it's like, okay, well, now we have like 2 months to do it. Um, this year I brought in a new business partner, Aspen. So she was on your show, podcast a couple
Yeah,
weeks
we
ago.
love her. She's great.
Yes, and she has honestly been amazing, and like I am so happy to have her because it's like we kind of think the same way, but
Yeah.
we have, so like we're also very different people, and like the way that we do things is so different, which I think is like it's just like the perfect combination. Like I
Yeah.
have absolutely nothing like bad to say. Like I she has helped me out so much.
I mean, people underestimated her, and like these like these like last 2 years, she's really been stepping up her fucking game when it comes to like actually being like a part of the industry. And people always like try to tell us because we're influencers first or whatever, we have this background of being an influencer that's all we're good for. And I'm like, dude, like you're underestimating so many people, like people who can run businesses, people who are a part of this industry, who can be
Yeah.
managing promotions, do festivals. I mean, half of them are doing DJing now. I'm like, you're underestimating, people just because of the word influencer. And that's, I mean, who cares? I mean, everyone influences.
Yeah.
Calling, I don't know.
It's like ultimate. I hate that as much as I work with like influencer marketing. That's like one of the first like things I started doing with the festival babes. Like I have never thought of myself as an influencer. I have
Mhm.
never given myself that title. I've never like really tried to be one. It kind of just came naturally, I guess.
Yeah, it just happens.
Um, yeah,
Honestly.
it just happened, and I think just speaking for like most like influencers, that's they probably have similar stories.
Oh yeah. I mean, for me, it's always like, people can call me an influencer and I'm not going to get mad about it. I don't really care too much, but I have to say, and I try to tell people more, this is like, I create more reels, TikToks, YouTube videos, podcasts, than I upload pictures to promote an event. Like I do
Yeah,
more stuff on my creative mind
you're
and
a content
space,
creator.
but like,
You're a
but
content creator, and honestly, like there's not that many like really good creative content creators in the EDM space. Like especially like vloggers, podcast hosts, like that type of thing. And I noticed that like you popped out during COVID too. It was like you, who was like Emma Capote has been like doing really well, like Vibe with Aid. Uh, um,
yeah, I'm really trying to get to their level. So like one day, they are very inspirational people, right? Like they inspire you without even fucking telling you. And like they inspire you to do better. And I always look at myself and I'm like, am I doing enough, right? And before I started this podcast, I was like, I'm already vlogging. I do after movies every once in a while. I do like sit down vlogs and I do that stuff, right? And then I'm like, but can I do more? And honestly, this podcast was a huge leap for me. And I'm like, I did it anyways. And I'm like, you know what? I wasn't gonna do this until I moved to Orlando. And I was like, I can do it, man. Like I can fucking do it. Let me just
you can do anything you put your mind to.
preach.
You can do
Um,
anything. And I just wanna, yeah, that was like a really good piece of advice I got actually like right before Imagine. 'Cause I think about this a lot too. I think from the outside, like it looks like I have my shit together. But I feel that same way sometimes. Like I look at other people doing stuff like that are succeeding, and you can't help but compare yourself to them. And I'm
it's a
like,
comparison game.
exactly. And I sit here and I'm like, oh my God, like, am I doing enough? Like, am I on the right path? Am I like, like where I need to be? And I remember like I was having these doubts, and it was like someone I hadn't even talked to in years, from Imagine was like, just like called me one day and they're like, Kat, like, you can do anything you put your mind to. And it was like a really nice wake up call for me.
Mhm.
Ultimately, like since we were talking about the festival babes, that's how it first started too. I don't really want to like delve into like there was a lot of drama. I was working with a different company prior to the festival babes, and like it kind of blew up. And I
Blew
ended
up
up
as in like the company blew up
like,
internally, or
not
like it blew up on
internally.
Twitter.
It like imploded, like not like exploded in a good way. It just
Oh,
and
imploded out of
so,
existence.
yeah. So I got caught kind of like in the crossfire of that. And this was like when I was still pretty new to the music industry. So I was like working for them. Like I felt like I needed them um to like still be a part of the music industry, and I had so many people that were like, Kat, like, no, you can do this on your own. And I
Hmm.
had no idea what the fuck I was doing at the time, but I had like all these people were like, you just have to do it, you got to take it and run with it. Like at the end of the day, like the more people I met, the more I realized that nobody really knows what they're doing
Yeah.
ever. Like
Well, I've realized that we are all asking each other for help and advice. And I noticed this when, we used to have like YouTuber content creator meetings during COVID, while everybody else was just like, wondering when the next festival was. A lot of us content creators, we were actually Zoom calling each other every month, for like 2 hours at a time, talking about strategies with upping our game, making our content better. And everybody had something to say. And
yeah,
then, when I would be called, like, hey, Manny, what is your opinion on this? I'm like, wow, I'm getting called for advice. Like, okay, like I think this. And then somebody else would speak. And like, I'm like, dude, we are literally a collective of just really smart individuals. And
yeah.
together we're teaching each other things that probably the other people didn't know. It's crazy.
Yeah, yeah, and that's amazing. And then it's like I think I'm very much like a perfectionist too, and I think a lot of people like we're scared to fail or like scared to not be like the top of the top, and it's okay to like ask for advice and like learn from other people, because ultimately that's what's gonna help us grow.
Yeah, I'm constantly, how do I say this? I have gone through my doubts and my unmotivated phases where, like, I don't know if you've been through this, but sometimes you hit like a wall and there's like no improvements. And it's almost like when you're lifting weights and like you just see no improvements and you doubt yourself, like, is this even worth it? Am I getting anywhere with this? And I've
Yeah,
gone through a couple of those times with like making content.
yeah. I mean, like during COVID, especially when
Oof,
Imagine
yeah.
got canceled was a big one. I was
Yeah.
like, this is the second year. Like I've been working with Imagine for 3 years, and it was like, like one thing after another. It is definitely can be very discouraging. So yeah,
And I guess to that point, and every once in a while somebody else will remind you that it's gonna be okay. I have been like kind of coaching other content creators on the side, just free for free, just like, because I honestly
yeah,
just I want other guys content creators to succeed, because there's not a lot of like guy influencer content creators out there. So like a lot of them actually do hit me up for advice and tips and tricks, and how can I market myself, how can I get paid, like
yeah,
a lot of content creators in general don't even know how to like monetize themselves. But I try to appeal more to the guys, just because I know there's a very few amount of guy influencers already in the EDM scene as it is. So I'm trying
yeah,
to help them out on how to improve. Like half of them don't even know how to work Instagram. They just blew up on TikTok and now they're trying to figure out what else to do. Like, so I'm helping that. I'm helping that demographic, the TikTok group, how to transition to the Instagram world and actually monetize themselves.
yeah, yeah. I feel like I'm doing the opposite. I'm like, okay, how do we move Instagram to TikTok? I
I
want to
was
ask you a question because we touched a little bit about this.
sure.
Who do you think has been your biggest like inspiration or role model in terms of like what you're doing with your content?
Um, Definitely has been Emma Capota's and Vibe with Aid. Those two are something that kind of drive me towards what I can do and what I'm limiting myself to do. But when it comes to actual like editing and vlog editing, Danny Nicoletti, this man is masterpiece at like editing vlog. I
I've
swear to
never heard of
God.
them. I gotta
Uh,
look them up.
Danny Nicoletti's a videographer. He does a lot of like he does a lot of like after movies and vlogs for like a lot of festivals and stuff, but he also has transitioned to video, being a videographer for a lot of like DJs as well now. When this man edits, he edits, like he puts in his entire soul into a video. So that's
Yeah.
who, that's what
Wow.
like I look for when I'm thinking like, okay, how can I vlog better or edit better, right? When it comes to like me and my editing or me and like my vlogging style, that's just me. That's just the way I formulated how I wanted my vlogs to look. Um, I've seen a lot of other content creators, and I love some of their vlogs, but it's just not my style. Um,
Yeah.
I talk a lot. I think I'm funny. I'm loud, obnoxious, and I want that to and I want that to show. That's my personality. So I want that to be like
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
niche for the video. Like, oh, like
It's like
I
if
want,
people are watching a vlog, like they want to see you, like they want to feel like they're with you, like not
yeah.
necessarily, the other stuff.
So like we have a guy who his name is Who Is Brian, and that's kind of who I was looking at when I was like looking at like trying to make sets for festivals. Like he does like 20 to 30 minute like video sets. I'm like, oh, like I could do that too, and I started doing it, and it was getting me views, which is really nice. But he's who I look for like making those type of videos. But then I realized like a lot of times like I don't want to keep recording all these sets in my vlog. That's why content creators like himself are there, or Lucidus 23 on Instagram. He makes these like videos for sets. I'm like, dude, if they want to see those sets, I could literally see them on another channel. I want it to be more about at least 50% about me, my friends, and my experience. And then I
Yeah.
try to do a little bit about like what is the festival. So I like, oh, here are the porta potties. Here, this line was long. Here's how they, like, hey, here's the
This is
map.
funny. Like this is the cleanest porta potty I found.
Like I recorded myself getting manhandled by cops and be like, yeah, because they searched my ass and I had to get like searched.
Oh my god.
There was a
You know,
sunset.
I've always like wanted to do vlogging, but like the reason I don't do it is because I'm very much like, okay, let me not be on my phone the whole time. Like I already live on my phone so much. Like I want to like live in the moment. It's the only reason I haven't done it. But I feel
Oh,
like
it's so hard when
yeah.
it's harder the more platforms you're on, because I almost feel like I never let go of my GoPro, and I never let go of my cell phone, because I'm recording TikToks and I'm recording reels, yet I'm recording for my vlog, and then I put it down just to put it right back up again, maybe
Right.
take a bite of a taco and then go back to like
Exactly, exactly. I
um,
think that for me, I like to do all my work usually for a festival is done like prior to the festival or in like the beginning part of the festival, and then
mhm.
I let myself enjoy the rest of it. And I feel like yours is the opposite. You're like
Yeah.
it's done at the festival.
I am trying to get better at and this is one thing that Emma Capotas and Vibe with A beat my ass on is they do preparation videos. They do like, and then like the festival finesser, he's pretty good at doing like lineup reviews, and I need to start being better at that. So it's probably like my next step after like getting my podcast stabilized. I'm gonna start doing more before festival videos, you
Yeah,
know, because that's something I'm lacking on and I could do better on. But I mean, all those content creators, they're all my inspiration for like how I want to improve myself. So it's not just like one person or two. It's a whole collaboration of these content creators that like I look at on the daily.
definitely, definitely.
But I know you used to once how you wanted a vlog. It's just super funny because Aspen, when she was on the podcast, said the exact same thing.
Maybe we'll do like a festival babes
You
vlog
guys,
one
that's what I
day.
was just saying. Yes, you guys should definitely, or if you guys can't do it, have somebody with you and literally just record your experience and stuff, and have like one vlogging test run, so people understand like what your guys going through to get ready for like the events. I mean,
The funniest thing about me and Acid is that like we both get like camera shy. Like we don't like taking pictures. Like I will set aside literally 5 minutes of the festival to take some pictures, and then after that I'm done. And I have this very strict like no photos of me after sundown policy. I tell all my friends, I'm like, you're not allowed to take a picture of me after the sunset.
I
Like
I look like complete garbage after when the sun goes down, and I honestly just own it. I'm just like, dude, I look like complete doo doo. It is what it is. I mean,
I
I
just
I'm
yeah.
I'm very
I,
transparent. I mean, I'm not. No one's fucking it. I
I
do
got
love
in
this.
yeah, I don't really like tell a lot of people this, like I guess like everyone to know, but I got in some trouble like with my work, with my like nursing job, um, with like the festival thing. So that's why I have to be like really careful.
Oh,
Yeah.
um, it's funny.
A lot of like censorship.
So I actually got in trouble the other month during COVID. I'm gonna skip the situation. Basically, I got caught with a bag full of somebody else's stuff. Um, it I like I went to his place, they didn't ask questions, whatever. And anyways, bottom line, narcotics officers caught me with my friend's bag full of shit. And they're like, yeah, I'm gonna get a warrant for your like your Instagram, all this stuff, to see like if you were messaging about whatever the content is in this bag. I'm like, listen, dude, I haven't even opened this bag. I don't know what's in there. Like, I don't even know what you're talking about, you know? And it got to the point where like, she's like, I'm gonna get a warrant for all your shit, whatever. And then
Wow.
I'm looking at my Instagram and it's literally like all festival shit. I'm like, dude, I don't know what to tell you. Like I don't do anything, which is really good. It's like all of my stuff. If you go through all my DMs, there's like no talking about any of that stuff. I just don't. And it's like, so you know, they probably got a warrant for it and they didn't find anything. There's nothing to find on there. And all of my pictures, they're genuine fucking pictures. Like I'm either like I tried to post any picture of me being too drunk, but if somebody captures a video of me drunk, they post about it. Hey man, that's fucking me. That's me at my worst.
Yeah. I wish I could. I mean, I guess I can, like, it's just I'm like scared because of like what had happened before. So now I'm like I keep my stuff very PG.
Oh yeah. I mean, dude, that's crazy. I'm surprised that my work hasn't said anything. But honestly, I've had a very good support system at work. Like they follow my vlogs and podcasts and like
I think it's different now. Like in New York, everyone's a lot more like open-minded about stuff. Like everyone has a life outside of work, but that wasn't necessarily the case when I was living in Atlanta. Like in the South is obviously just like much more conservative. So they did have some like strict rules.
Okay, you guys didn't see it, but my computer froze. So we are starting the podcast once again from the ending because actually the podcast was at 54 minutes. I just read it.
After a quick commercial break, we are back and better than ever.
I should do some Adam and Eve commercial break. Sponsor me, Adam and Eve, if you're listening to this. You probably know, who cares? All right. So festival babes and stuff. We got through most of the topics for festival babes that I had. One thing though is do you guys have any clothes, any merch? What's going on with that? I know I saw some pictures.
We do. We have some in the works. I actually have a very cute bucket hat right now. But this is just a sample. So we're doing like embroidered hats. I'm gonna get the tags. Like they'll probably be released hopefully mid-October. So be on the lookout.
Does Festival Babes have do you guys have like a website, or is it just?
We do have a website. We actually do. I think one thing that people don't know about us, so we do media coverage for a lot of festivals. So a lot of our articles, and we do like videos, after movies, all of those are on our website.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to put the website on the description below, man, for sure.
Yeah, that's one of my goals, is to turn it into like a full-fledged media agency.
Yeah, like some like EDM Maniac kind of inspo or what?
Yeah, or like Festival Squad.
Festival Squad's a good one.
Yeah, they were a big inspiration for me. I also have jackets.
Okay, I saw the picture with you, and then I forget his name. I think I followed him though on Instagram. He had the Good Vibration one, and you had the Festival Babes one. That was pretty iconic.
And then Kyle Cuts. Sean took that picture of us, actually.
God, love Sean. Before we know it, everyone's gonna be on this podcast.
Hey, Kyle, on your next. Come
on. Well, it's funny that that my podcast cut me off. We're almost taking at the ending because I just have one or two more questions, and that is, what does your festival list look like for the future?
For this year, I'm not very good at planning.
I only literally plan like a week in advance, so I got you.
I plan like 2 weeks in advance. I'm actually working with Breakaway Charlotte this weekend, so we have some meetups planned, some fun like activations. Actually, one of the companies I was working with for Imagine, they're called Vitapler. They do like those vitamin gummies or vitamin gum. We basically they're moving their whole sculpture that was supposed to be built at Imagine and building it at Breakaway Charlotte
Oh
instead.
shit, hell yeah.
So yeah, Breakaway is like one of my favorite, my other than Snow Globe, RIP, one of my favorite festivals. So I am excited to go back there. Then we're doing EDC Vegas, but I'm just going for fun. Like I told myself, if I ever go to EDC Vegas, like I'm not working.
Are you camping or are you
No,
hoteling?
I'm staying in a. I'm not a camper.
Yeah, well, I mean it's glamping still.
I like to sleep in a bed, have a shower. Uh,
I got you on that. Yeah,
I have
I'm
really bad
trying.
insomnia.
I'm trying camping for the first time just because like I trust Pasquale enough to. I'm like, okay, let's do this.
I will come hang out with you at your campsite. And if it's not working out, you can come crash on the couch in our hotel room. So EDC Vegas, and then we're working on like a couple projects with like Dirty Bird Camp Out maybe.
Hmm. That's in Cali, right?
Um,
Or is that yeah?
California West Coast.
I always think of that chick
Oh,
who like squirted her boob milk like, every single time I hear that festival. Did you see that video?
yes, I did. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I heard it's a big vibe. Like I really want to
What?
go.
What milk squirting or the festival?
No, Dirty Bird Camp Out.
Everyone's doing it. It's the
Everyone's
vibe.
doing it these days. Uh, and then I got a couple, projects in the works. So,
What about for New Year's? We were literally gonna talk to this, but my dumbass was like, "Let me record." What about New Year's?
we were just talking about Snow Globe being canceled. So, I don't know. I don't
We can make
know.
our own snow globe.
We could.
We could. Your serious face just came on. Stop.
We really could. But I don't know. Decadence? Maybe. I honestly,
Arizona or Colorado?
I haven't seen that many New Year's Eve lineups out. Honestly, I was looking at it yesterday. I checked Radiate.
Yeah, Radiate would be a good place for that. So there's gonna be. So you have Decadence, Colorado, Decadence, Arizona. You have.
Arizona's out, but Colorado is not.
They haven't even come up with the.
Already?
Who knows if they'll even have a Colorado one this year?
Mm.
I don't know. I never. I went once. I didn't like it. I mean, it was okay, but like, I would only go there if I decided to work it or something for it. I don't know.
Why
I've
didn't you like?
always like I liked that it was two stages. Don't get me wrong. But I didn't like that. Like Colorado's just so cold. So like during New Year's, it was like a blizzard that came through, and it took us like 30 minutes just to get an Uber because everybody was Ubering, and I wanted to walk, but my friend literally couldn't shoot. My friend. Sometimes females don't like to bring onesies to a festival because they don't look cute in it. So they
Yeah,
just wear pasties and whatever. I'm like, I get that, but it's -5 degrees, and you really should really wear a coat, at least to the walk
yeah.
through. He
You
she
know,
goes,
that's
"No."
my one of my favorite things about Snow Globe is that I'm sorry, I really can't get over it now. I'm very attached.
Get over it. It's
I
good
can't.
done.
But, like, it's because it's literally outside, like, it's cold, so just nobody gives a shit, like, what you look like. You're in your parka, you're in your onesies, you just wanna be warm, and so it kinda takes that aspect away from it, like, you're really just there for the good vibes and the music, and that, like, I love that. It created such a good atmosphere, so, um, even if it doesn't happen, I would like to find a similar,
Then
like,
Colorado would be your
festival.
best bet.
Yeah, I don't like indoor festivals.
I'm not a fan either. I was literally thinking about hijinks.
Do it.
But it's one stage and
Don't
it's
do it.
indoors. Why?
I hated it, but I went. The weird thing is they always have a really good lineup. Like I don't know how. I don't know like what. they're doing, how they're paying these artists to convince them to come. But like, first of all, it's in Philadelphia. It's like, enough said. It's
Got
like
it.
doors, it's like one stage. It's you're like enclosed in this
Yeah.
area.
We
So
also got Lights All Night in Texas.
is that outdoors?
No, it's indoors as well. What I'm gonna most likely go to though, they're having a New Year's Eve countdown in California. It's like the alien themed rave for New Year's. But Pasquale is throwing it's called the Countdown Camp Out New Year's Eve in Orlando. Well, it's like in Okeechobee area, but
Oh, it's Insomnia.
yeah, yeah.
What's it called?
It's called Countdown Camp Out Orlando or Florida. I don't know. And Okeechobee is I think like 30 minutes south of Orlando. I don't know.
Oh wow. It's a private account. Sunshine Grove. Ooh, this could be cool.
What?
I'm looking it up right now. Looks kind of scary though.
Yeah, it's alien theme. I think you're looking at the California one.
Well, the Florida one is a private account, so it's very
Oh,
secret.
really? That's weird. They only
Yeah.
have one post.
Guess you're part of the in crew, and I'm not.
Bang
Like
bang.
outsider. Right now.
I'll put in a good word for you.
All right, yeah. Text Pascal right now.
Okay. Next thing you know is you hear him like talking to me. You're like, wait a minute.
I'm like, I don't know. Are you all talk or?
Facts. Yeah. True. All right. Well, Kat, thank you so much, man, for like finally joining me in this adventure.
I'm excited we did this. I feel like we could have talked for like 3 more hours, honestly.
Yeah. I literally say this with a lot of people, and it's like we could, and I had to like make sure we cut each other off because like we definitely rambled in between all these subjects and I'm like, hey, we should really get back on track, or we're gonna like definitely be running on 2 hours.
Yeah, I think we're both the type of people that will like talk forever if we could.
It's like a gift and a curse. That's why like I have to make sure like, I'm constantly looking at the timer. I'm like, okay, like if I cut it off soon, we can have a good, because I like to have the podcast to be about around an hour is a good measurement. Sometimes it runs a little before, sometimes a little after. I think the podcast before you, we ran I think an hour like 25 minutes.
I feel like we had so much we haven't even talked about, but we can talk about that off camera.
Yeah, I mean, we don't want to drop too much tea, so as well we gotta keep shit in the low down.
Interested, a little mysterious, we will have that conversation off the camera, off the record.
Yeah. All right, listeners, my fellow revelers, this podcast will be available on YouTube, Spotify, SoundCloud, iHeart podcast. Did I ever say Apple Podcasts? If I haven't, Apple Podcasts. Let me know if you guys want to listen to this on another platform. I could definitely move it over, copy it over. We can make some shit happen. No big deal. Kat, once again, thank you so much for coming to the podcast.
Thank you for having me. I had so much fun talking to you.
And for everyone else, I will see y'all at the next one.